Tyson tries a right hand across the top.
Even Mike Tyson's knockouts pale in comparison to this Samoan beast.
His eyes roll back in his head on that one. Moskov is out.
Call him Rockin' Ron, and that's why he's been KO'd his last 4 times out, and boom!
While most boxers were playing checkers, David Tua was playing Mortal Kombat with real-life fatalities that would make even the game developers wince.
Now with the left, followed by another, and then gets right himself.
Michael tees off with the right hand. David doesn't do anything but stands up for the left hand.
Former world champions, undefeated prospects, seasoned veterans, none were safe from his sledgehammer fists. Today we witness the most underrated heavyweight destroyer in boxing history. A man whose fists spoke louder than any trash talk, and whose left hook rewrote the laws of physics. Let's get into it. December 1st, 1992. Ron Humes thought he was facing just another Olympic hopeful, trying to make his mark. The seasoned veteran had no idea he was about to become the first victim in boxing's most brutal highlight reel.
Sheelan at the age of 10, and
from the opening bell, the rookie moved like a predator, stalking wounded prey. Then it happened.
And that's why he's been KO'd his last 4 times out, and boom! The left hook. David Tua starts this fight off quickly, and
37 seconds into his professional career, the future destroyer landed his signature weapon. A thunderous left hook. This exploded on Humes' skull like a nuclear bomb detonating on a small island, sending shockwaves through the entire arena.
David Tua, the newest heavyweight on the scene.
Somewhere in Las Vegas, Mike Tyson watched the highlight reel and suddenly remembered he had scheduling conflicts whenever Tua's name was mentioned. Evander Holyfield was in the crowd and had this to say.
He a very explosive guy and a guy with a lot of talent and could possibly be the world champion.
The Tuaminator was officially open for business. November 26, 1993. Journeyman Mike Acey flew all the way to Auckland, believing he'd collect an easy paycheck against the local prospect. Acey had seen it all in his career. Tough guys, prospects, champions. But he'd never faced a human wrecking ball disguised as a boxer.
Here we go, round 1. Bob Sharp with Chris Myers.
From the opening seconds, the hometown destroyer stalked his prey like a lion hunting wounded gazelle. Acey tried to box and move, but you can't outrun a freight train with bad intentions.
He goes headhunting with the left hand and the right hand. Wow, with the right hand. David catches him with an uppercut. Left hand. He's in trouble. Down goes Mike Acey.
The American absorbed punishment that would have hospitalized lesser men, but the Tuaminator wasn't interested in a long night. He had a statement to make to the boxing world.
Like a young Mike Tyson, the left hook wobbles him again.
56 seconds into the massacre, that murderous left hook found its home.
David doesn't do anything but stands up for the left hand. He won't get up, I don't think.
Medical staff rushed to check on Acey, while simultaneously Googling how to restart a human being who's been force restarted by a Samoan. The New Zealand crowd erupted. They'd just witnessed their local hero turn an experienced fighter into a human punching bag. Word was spreading through boxing's underground. There was a new executioner in town, and he spoke only with pure, devastating violence. March 15th, 1996. The boxing world was about to witness something that would defy the laws of physics and human endurance. John Ruiz stepped into the ring, carrying a 25-2 record and the WBC International Heavyweight title. This wasn't just another opponent for the Tuaminator. Ruiz was destined for greatness, a future world heavyweight champion who would one day defeat the legendary Evander Holyfield. But destiny means nothing against raw, explosive violence.
And John Ruiz, 225. Listed as having a reach advantage here. We'll see how he uses it. Tua with a big left hook, and Ruiz in trouble. Tua comes right at him. Another big bomb, and Ruiz is down. This could almost be over now.
The bell rang. 8 seconds later, hell broke loose. The kind of hell that makes Satan himself call in sick and apply for a desk job instead.
Is all over him. One more right hand, another one in there. And that one was the one that really did the damage. Tremendous hook there.
A leaping left hook launched from Tua's back foot crashed into Ruiz's jaw with the force of a runaway locomotive. The impact was so catastrophic that the future world champion was sent to the shadow realm. Before gravity even realized what happened, his consciousness evaporated like water on the surface of the sun.
19 seconds. And this one is over.
19 seconds. That's all it took to end a future world champion's night. 19 seconds, or roughly the same time it takes to microwave a hot pocket. Except in this case, it was Ruiz who got cooked to well done.
Still undefeated, David Tua.
The John Ruiz destruction sent shockwaves through the heavyweight division, but the Tuaminator wasn't finished making statements. Darrell Wilson wasn't just another prospect with a perfect record. This was a legitimate heavyweight contender who had already defeated boxing's biggest loudmouth and future world champion Shannon Briggs, knocking him out in the third round.
Above the right eye. And that's a big target for Wilson, and he floors Shannon Briggs.
The 17-0 rising star believed his proven pedigree would carry him through.
To be in excellent shape, same kind of condition that he was in. You look at Tua in there, he's built like a truck.
From the opening bell, Wilson tried to use the same boxing skills that had outclassed Briggs to keep the destroyer at bay. For a few moments, it looked like the proven veteran might have found the blueprint to survive.
With him in matching strength and showing him that he's...
Tua needs you to back away your feet so he can get that hook going. He doesn't like to throw it close, although he's a puncher. He doesn't like...
But survival was never an option against this stocky assassin. Wilson's championship-level defense crumbled faster than a cookie in a toddler's grip. All those hours in the gym learning defense were about as useful as an umbrella in a hurricane.
From these giants.
At close range in round one, fight promises a lot of fire.
Then came the signature weapon that had already claimed so many victims. Wilson walked straight into a left hook that carried the accumulated fury of every previous knockout.
Wilson tries a right hand across the top. Tua lands a short left. First down Wilson, or first time Wilson's ever been down.
Another elite record lay in ruins. Another proven contender's dreams shattered against the concrete reality of the Tuaminator's devastating power.
International heavyweight champion, David Tua.
With elite contenders falling like dominoes, the boxing world demanded a real test for the Tuaminator. They got their wish when a granite-chinned Russian stepped forward, carrying the technical precision of the Soviet boxing school and the unshakable belief that European discipline could tame Pacific Island fury. Oleg Moskov wasn't just another opponent. This was a future world heavyweight champion who would later send Rahman into the Shadow Realm to claim the WBC title.
In some fights about Rahman has stamina.
Right hand puts Rahman on the floor right next to me.
The Russian bear had never been stopped, never been broken. Moskov had the durability of a Nokia 3310 phone, seemingly indestructible to everyone who'd tried. Unfortunately for him, Tua specialized in the kind of obsolescence not even Finnish engineering could withstand.
Of Mike Tyson, and again, a lot.
And we're going to find out fairly just how effective
Little track record he's had so far.
From the opening bell, Moskov executed a masterful game plan, banking points with the methodical efficiency of an accountant who really loves his job.
There's a left hook, a little bit low, a little bit south of the border. Has to show a lot more offense. There's a good left hook.
There's a good left hook that landed.
Both guys slugging right now.
For 10 grueling rounds, the Russian outboxed, outmaneuvered, and outclassed the destroyer. The scorecards told a harsh story. The Tuaminator was facing his first professional defeat.
Going round number 10. Another leaping left hook. Good combination by Tua. Now he's coming on.
But champions aren't made in the easy moments. They're forged in the fires of adversity. With his back against the wall and defeat staring him in the face, the destroyer dug deep into his warrior's soul.
Hand have been Tua's wild punches. They've landed. A lot have been blocked. Moskov stays right in front of him.
Round 11. One perfectly timed leaping left hook changed everything. Moskov, who had dominated for 10 rounds, crumpled like his strings had been cut by a master puppeteer.
On the hook, and another one. His eyes roll back in his head on that one. Moskov is out. He goes down, and a referee stops the contest.
This wasn't just power anymore. This was the heart of a true champion. The Tuaminator had proven he could win when losing, strike when desperate, and find victory in the jaws of defeat. The Moskov comeback had announced the Tuaminator as a legitimate world title contender, but one final test awaited. Standing between him and heavyweight supremacy was an undefeated destroyer whose perfect record matched his devastating intentions, the Rock Rahman.
Mandatory box off.
This wasn't just another unbeaten prospect. Rahman carried a flawless 29-0 record and would later shock the world by dethroning Lennox Lewis for the heavyweight championship.
Oh, he's got him! He's got him! He got careless and he's got him! Is it Oliver McCall all over again?
Two future legends were about to collide, and only one perfect record would survive the night.
And going up against the undefeated here in the early stages of the fight. Coming in as he does with a height and reach.
Dry as a bone, usually a bad sign for a fighter.
From the opening bell, Rahman executed a boxing masterclass. The technically superior American used his reach advantage and sharp combinations to systematically dismantle the shorter destroyer. Round after round, the Rock banked points with surgical precision.
Stole round one. I'm not so sure he's going to steal round two.
Round one, a difficult round to score. I actually favored David Tua in that one. Tua doing some coming with looping right hands.
He's got an enormous reach advantage. Does land the right. He's already taken a couple body shots. There's a good, I don't know if he connected on that move, and Tua needs to put relentless.
By the ninth round, the scorecards painted a devastating picture. The Tuaminator was losing convincingly on all three judges' cards. Rahman's perfect record looked destined to remain intact as the final rounds approached.
Rahman misses with the right hand. Comes home now with the left, followed by another, and then gets right himself.
But legends aren't made by following the script. They're written in moments when defeat seems inevitable. The destroyer had spent 9 rounds studying his prey, waiting for that single fatal opening.
Buckled, Lou Duva came clear across the ring.
Round 10, Rahman, confident in his commanding lead, made one crucial mistake. He dropped his guard for a split second, and that's all a predator needs to strike.
David Tua comes on strongly now at the outset of round number 10. Throwing punches with reckless abandon, and Rahman is hurt.
Definitely hurt.
Rahman taking shots. He's about to go down. Only the ropes are holding him up. And
3 thunderous left hooks in rapid succession turned Rahman's perfect night into a perfect nightmare. The undefeated champion crumpled against the ropes, his flawless record joining the growing pile of victims.
Just headbutted or came close to headbutting the referee.
So the shot that came in our
29 fights, 29 victories, all erased by 10 seconds of pure, devastating violence. By 2002, the Destroyer had already claimed undefeated prospects and future world champions. But one question remained unanswered. Could his devastating power work against a proven heavyweight legend? Former undisputed world heavyweight champion Michael Moorer stepped forward to provide the answer. This wasn't some rising contender or unproven prospect. Moorer was a Hall of Fame fighter who had already conquered the heavyweight division, defeating the likes of Evander Holyfield, Bone Crusher Smith, and Burt Cooper. The southpaw technician carried 43 wins and believed his championship experience would neutralize raw power.
Eyes on and also
The bell rang, and both warriors circled each other with mutual respect. Moorer, the crafty veteran, looked to establish his jab and control distance. The Destroyer patiently stalked his prey, waiting for that perfect moment to strike.
30 minutes, I should say. Scheduled for 10, not for 12.
Moore's bending in too much. He's not utilizing.
25 seconds into the first round, the former champion made a fatal error. He dropped his left hand for just a moment, and that split-second mistake would haunt him forever.
Body punches early. The ribcage of Moore, and down goes Moore.
I said Moore leaning in. He's not moving at all. It's over with.
A picture-perfect left hook crashed into Moorer's temple with the force of a wrecking ball meeting glass. The Hall of Fame fighter collapsed instantly, his championship instincts powerless against the laws of physics.
There's a hard right hand by
30 seconds. That's all it took to prove that legends, champions, and Hall of Famers were all equal in the face of the Tuaminator's sledgehammer fists.
And that's what makes David Tua, David Tua.
52 wins, 43 knockouts, never once stopped in 59 professional fights. While Mike Tyson terrorized opponents with speed and psychological warfare, David Tua destroyed them with something far more terrifying: pure, unfiltered power that could end careers in a single moment. Yet this Pacific destroyer never won a world title. The most feared puncher of his generation was denied the one thing that separates legends from footnotes: heavyweight gold. This has been the Boxing Lab. If you enjoyed this brutal journey through heavyweight destruction, destroy that like button and tell us, who really hit harder, Prime Tyson or Peak Tua? Was Tua the hardest puncher in heavyweight history? Thanks for watching.